Hey, good evening, everybody. How you doing? It's Sunday night, February 11th. I wanted to get out a video here just to give some general thoughts on the market and then to go over some setups I'm looking at for next week. I go through, hundreds or thousands of charts every weekend, and these were some that really caught my eye that I wanted to share with you. Um, First, here's the chart of the S&P 500. No surprise to anybody, we had a lot of volatility and selling last week. So the big question is going to be, how's it going to react to that? And one thing that I'm really watching, if it starts getting a bounce back up, if we get there, if it starts getting, up to this 2720 area, anywhere up to the new highs, is the bounce going to get sold? We saw on Wednesday, it got sold pretty aggressively. That's the 50-day moving average, put in an ugly candle there. So this price area around 2720 was rejected pretty strongly last Wednesday. So that's an area to watch. And then I think, not putting a dollar amount to it, just in general, as we start getting closer to these old highs, is there still going to be buying demand, or investors going to be getting a little, I don't know if nervous is the right word, and selling? So what I'm really watching for is, are we going to be able to make a new high here? Are we going to put in a lower high and then potentially even a lower low? If that's the case, that might indicate the change of the long-term uptrend. So just something to watch. We'll just keep an eye on it. We can't predict the future. Right now, I'd argue we're still trending up above. Got that nice bounce off the 200-day Friday. So seeing some nice setups in the market, which I'll go over a few of those with you in a minute. If you're wondering what this line is there, that is actually I'll go back to the weekly chart here. That's the uptrend line from early 2016. You see it touch there, touch there. Here its price is just below it. It can recover that pretty quickly on Monday. If it has an update, it might reclaim that level. So that would be very bullish, as long as well as staying above that 200-day. So like I said, the big question is going to be, if we get a bounce, what's going to happen once we start getting towards those old highs? If we're going to be able to continue higher from there, or the selling pressure is going to come in. So let's go over some nice setups for next week. First one is Nucor. This one, here's the weekly chart. Had a really nice, broke that downtrend, had a nice run up, and now it's retesting this key area. I'll zoom into the daily. You can see it here, resistance, and then it acted as support here. Bounced. I watched this. I missed this trade. I watched it break out. Never played it, but sometimes you get a second chance. So here you go, above this, $60 area. This one looks really good. We'll see too. A neat thing about this support, if we draw a Fibonacci retracement here off of the lows from November, it lines up exactly. See, that's a 61.8% retracement. It lines up exactly with this area. So this would be a secondary, to horizontal price support for me, but it's nice when things like that line up. Gives you a little extra confidence, but obviously it doesn't guarantee anything. Price can still break through this level, so we need to make sure we respect price action and put our stops accordingly. Here, I'd probably go give it a little room, just below the 200-day there, 50, 58 or 59. But above this area here, this one looks really good, so we'll look for a bounce on this next week. Next one, I don't trade many biotech stocks, but I'll show you the weekly chart here. Just a really nice looking cup and handle. So this one looks great over this $40 area. The measured move on this one, you see that's a $23 change. So potentially this could move up about $20 from here. Nothing's guaranteed, but this is a really nice looking chart, and one that I want to be watching and might be buying this week. Next one is TSE. This is a rubber and plastics company. This one does have earnings on the 20th, so be careful on this one. But it's a really similar setup to Nucor. Had a nice breakout there, moved up, came back to retest it. We have this trend line that could act as support. We have this horizontal price level, around the $73, $74 area. And that's also a Fibonacci retracement too, just like Nucor was. That's a 61.8% retracement. So we have three things here that are lining up, suggesting there's going to be support here. This area will act as support, 73, 74. So that's a good area to buy off of and a good way to manage risk, because if it goes below that area, we don't want it anymore. But like I said, earnings the 20th, so be careful there. Zendesk, huge move up after earnings here, came back, filled that gap right here, filled it and bounced Friday. So if you like to set your stops tight, this would be a good one to get in. You probably set your stop under the Friday lows here, like 37.75-ish. If you want to give it a little bit more room, this was the area that acted as resistance, resistance, support, support. So this is a key area here, 36. So another one that I'm watching this week. BlackBerry, one of my old favorites here. Again, it has a nice uptrend line. It bounced off of this horizontal price level, 11, 12 bucks, right in between there. So it looks like it's bouncing off there. Put in a nice candle Friday. This area has seen a lot of trades here. Again, it's resistance, resistance, kind of act as resistance here. Gapped up, filled the gap. So we're right back there. So I'm looking for this one to potentially run back to those old highs. So we'll see if it cooperates. If not, 200 days not too far below, that could be a good area to trade against. Or if you want a little tighter stop, maybe just under that yellow box there around $11. Universal Display Corporation, this is a big winner last year. Again, it's coming right to this horizontal support level around $138, $140 at a rising 200-day moving average. So this one, it looks very like it can get a nice bounce here. Might hit some resistance here. That's a good 18% above the current price, though. So if I was to buy this one, I might, if I'm fortunate enough to hold it for a 15% gain or so, I might sell some or all of it there. Coming into this potential overhead, but this one has nice potential, so we'll keep an eye on that one. Century Aluminum, same thing. This area here, going back to September, resistance, 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 broke through it, support. So it should act as support going forward. It's above 50-day, 200-day. So this is in an uptrend. Had a pretty shallow pullback. That's actually a 38% retracement there from the December bottoms. So this one looks really nice over this 20 to 50 area. Another good one to watch for next week if it continues to move up off that level. ResMed Inc., medical instruments and supplies name, had a huge gap up after earnings. Next couple weeks, it came down all the way to fill that right here. And then Friday put in a nice candle. So this is a good one to keep an eye on here. I would probably just like it above this. If it gets below $88, I don't know if I'd be very bullish on it, but above this level where it bounced, it looks very good. So definitely one to keep your eye on for next week. So those are some of the setups that I have my eye on next week. If you haven't checked it out and are interested, ttptrading.com. It's myself and CJ Argusta. We provide a lot of educational material, sector reviews, watch lists, and of course, live trade alerts. So come check us out. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. We're very passionate about what we do. So please reach out if you have questions. We'd love to see you on the site. And if you are a member, we appreciate your membership very much. And we can look forward to continue to working with you. So I hope you all have a great week, and we'll see what happens in the market. I'm looking forward to it. So take care. Have a good evening.